Hey Daniel, this is Carlos. This is my feedback on something that nobody responded to, and I'm guessing it's either because it was either buried or nobody wanted to respond. I'm not too sure, but I thought I'd reply simply because I read it and I thought that I would add some insight because yeah, man, I feel you, and hopefully this is adding value to not only you, but whoever else is watching this video. So I don't mean to pick on you, but you highlighted yourself, you put yourself out there, so I'm hoping you take this with a grain of salt. I am nowhere near Fastelane at all, but I have done some magnitude deals, and I've helped some people who are, quote-unquote, seemingly on the Fastelane, or they could be if they wanted to be, that have made a lot of money off of either my efforts or my recommendations, or they've just, plussed whatever they are currently doing because of somehow collaborating with me. So with that being said, based on your key points here, I strongly rely on anything and the axiom for me is it's way easier for me to find the 100 different ways to get one client each than to find the one way to get 100 clients. So if you're sending emails via LinkedIn, that works for me, but I do it strategically. I do something called a bank shot, which is where I'm not pestering somebody for their whatever their resource, their money. I'm not selling them directly. I'm usually coming to add some value to them, sort of like this here. Articles and blog posts are tremendous as well, but sort of like what somebody else here, I think his name is Andy, posted. What you want to do is just add value. You don't need to sell everybody all the time, in my opinion. What you can do is just add value and then add some sort of additional breadcrumb or way for them to get a hold of you later if you sort of allude to the idea that you have more value. Okay, so I checked out your site, and if you're an agency, one of the things that I would question you about is, for example, I know this is not cookied for Facebook. Why? I don't know if you have Google Pixel and Facebook Pixels installed. It doesn't seem like it, but that would be sort of one thing you should have going on. If I do click on get started, it takes me all the way down to the bottom where it takes me into an opt-in to claim something. I didn't know that that's what it was going to do, so that's kind of jarring, right? But it skips right past this other stuff, which is your offer. So, one of the there's no besides this get started call to action. There's no real flow to this website, but it is clean though. It's real cool. But it doesn't have any way for people to funnel them through to what you want them to do. Plus, if they leave, there's no way for you to kind of get back in touch with them. So, in terms of flow, that would be something that I would think of if I were you. I've gotten gigs off. I regularly get 1 or 2 gigs off of Upwork a month on average right now, and it's not by me applying. Although I have applied for jobs. Most of the times I get the jobs from people that have looked at my profile. So what I'm saying with that is, one of the things you should be doing is making yourself magnetic or attractive, right? Because I know that there's a lot of agencies on Upwork as well that are, they're getting the really, really low gigs, but they're getting a whole bunch of them. So it might be something you want to consider. Cold emails. Cold emails work for me. I typically get a hold of one of those ending deals, like on either Stack Social or AppSumo or something like that, and I buy software there that usually has like a lifetime access, and I leverage that. I basically make sure that that thing pays for itself. And then for example, I use Find That Lead, and I get 1,500 credits a month with that. That's 18,000 a year, or something like that, and that's more than enough for me to get some business out of it. I use it strategically, which I have. And if you can look up articles on sites, on the blog posts of those big companies that offer their SaaS, their software as a service things, because they want you to use their tools effectively. They want to encourage more people to use them. So in order to do that, they think up ways that you could leverage their tool to more effectively benefit from what would otherwise be a very manual and slow process. So check those out. Like SalesFlare has something amazing on lead generation. In my opinion, you might want to go check that out. I use them for my CRM. I don't pay for CRM at all because of that. You know, it plugs right in with something called Mailshake and Find That Lead, which I'm able to use to not only find the leads, but also automatically blast and follow up with potential prospects that automatically get added to their CRM as things happen. I hope I'm making sense, because I know you're just looking at the screen here. But basically what I'm suggesting you do is throw some grenades, you know, try some things out and document your process, you know, essentially. And leverage some of those, I call them golden shovels, right? Because, you know, a lot of the tools out there are meant to be more efficient and effective than the manual processes, but that doesn't mean the manual processes do not work. And you can leverage all sorts of things that, you know, MJ talks about DJ in the book Unscripted. I'm not sure whether or not you read any of those, but you know, one of the things that I leverage all the time are networking connections, right? So I'll tell you a quick story, and then you can kind of use this for how you want. When I first got started in marketing online, what I was doing was I first served dog trainers. That was my main niche. And one day I came across that a guy that offered dog training, but he also offered dog trainer training. Like, so he taught other people how to become dog trainers. Now, why is that important? Is because that guy was producing my ideal clients at the time. So if I helped him get some of those clients that were worth like between $12,000 and $25,000 to him or something like that, he was producing and just basically recommending me. And I was like, whoa. So that turned beyond to the idea of, you know, just power partnering with others who could then, you know, get me the type of customers that I wanted to work with. And I tried my hardest to forge some more of those relationships. It was leverage. So anyway, hope some of that stuff made sense to you. I'm reminding you. And I hope you put it to use. If you are really having tremendous trouble getting your first one client, I don't know if you've had a client yet since posting this, but get in touch with me. We can probably work something out where I can probably help you, if assuming all the prerequisites are in place. Anyway, hope you found this useful. Hope it wasn't a rant that was too veery, and I definitely wish you nothing but success on what you're doing. Yeah,